Welcome to a special video today where faith meets personality. As a pastor, I'll reveal how God, our loving Father, uniquely affirms each Enneagram type. So say goodbye to a harsh view of God that you may have picked up along the way from family members, churches, or in the media, and let His words touch your heart. Prepare to be encouraged and uplifted as we discover what God says to you right where you are. Hi, my name is Tyler Zock, and I'm the author of the 40-Day Enneagram Devotional series and your personal guide to helping you transform your life, relationships, and workplace by giving you spot-on truths for your type. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, let's dive in. As a preface, before we jump in, let me just say that at the beginning of my 40-day devotionals for every Enneagram type, I give Bible verses that affirm each type or each type's way of thinking or their worldview. And I'll probably do a video on that soon, but today I'm not giving Bible verses, but rather sayings that I think reflect the heart of God as I understand Him after being a campus minister and a pastor for over 18 years. Okay, so that being said, know that I'm not giving Bible verses, but this is just coming out of my own experience, knowing God and knowing each personality type. Okay, so let's start with type ones. What does God want to say to you, type ones? Well, first of all, He says, I see how hard you are trying. God sees every step you take, ones, every effort you make. It's not unnoticed. Like He notices you and He appreciates all of it. Like your dedication and perseverance are seen by God. Second, God says, you do enough, you are enough. Like you don't have to constantly strive to meet these impossible standards. You are already complete and whole just as you are. Your worth is not defined by what you do or what you achieve. Thirdly, God says, you are so perfect in my eyes. Right? Despite any insecurities or doubts you may have about yourself, you are seen as perfect and loved unconditionally. So embrace your uniqueness and know that you're cherished. Fourthly, God says, you don't have to do anything to earn my love. Right? Love is freely given to you by God without any conditions or expectations. Right? There's nothing you could ever do or not do that would diminish the love that surrounds you right now. And lastly, God says, forgive yourself for your mistakes because I already have. Right? Let go of the weight of your past errors, your past sins, your past mistakes, for you are already forgiven. So embrace the lessons learned from your mistakes and allow yourself to grow and move forward because God already has. Okay, let's talk about type twos. What does God say or want to say to type twos? Well, first off, He says, I love and accept you just as you are. Right? You are cherished and adored exactly as the unique and beautiful soul that you are. There's no need to change anything or pretend. Right? God's love for you is unwavering. Second of all, God says, thank you for showing my love to others. I see your effort. Well done. Like, listen, your compassionate and giving nature is really a true reflection of God's love in action. Like He notices every act of kindness and selflessness that you do, and He's proud of you and wants you to know that. Thirdly, God says, you can rest from striving for my love. I couldn't love you anymore. Right? There's no need to constantly seek approval or try to earn God's love. You are already loved beyond measure, and there's nothing you could ever do to change that. Fourth of all, God says to you, not only do I call you best friend, but you are my beloved. Right? You hold a special place in God's heart, and your connection with Him runs deep. You are not only a friend, but also His beloved, and He will always be by your side. And lastly, God says, I'll never leave you. Right? In moments of doubt or fear, remember that God is always with you. His love, His support are constant. It's unwavering, even in the darkest of times. For threes like myself, I hear God saying, "You are achieving so much." Right? Your drive and ambition are truly remarkable, and God admires the dedication you put into everything. He loves what you're pursuing right now. Like your accomplishments are so extraordinary. The second thing I think that he says to us threes is, "I'm so impressed with you." Right? Your determination and ability to excel in various areas is awe-inspiring to God. Like you have a unique gift for making things happen, getting things done, and inspiring those around you, including God. Thirdly, I think that God says, "But I love you for you, not what you accomplish." Right? Beyond all of your accomplishments, remember that God's love for you is not based on what you do, but on who you are as a person. Like your worth, your value is not tied to your accomplishments, but it's inherent in your very being. And next, God says, "You are so much more than what you achieve." Like you are multifaceted and have so much more depth beyond your achievements. Right? Embrace your authentic self and know that your value extends far beyond your successes. And lastly, for threes, I think he says, "I love who you are when no one is looking." I love that. Like your vulnerability, your authenticity, your genuine self are truly cherished by God. Like you don't need to maintain a facade or wear a mask or constantly be on display or performing. Like you are loved for your true self, no matter the circumstances. When I think of fours, I think God would want to say, "I see you and know you." Like in every moment of joy and sorrow, God is by your side. He's fully aware of your emotions. He's fully aware of your struggles. He wants you to know that you're not alone, that he sees your true self, and that you are deeply known by him. There is no one else that knows you more than God does. Secondly, I think God says to you, fours, "I fully understand. Your tears are my tears." Your pain is not unnoticed. It is felt deeply and shared by God. Like your emotions matter to him, and he holds them close to his heart, and he embraces you with empathy and compassion every day. Next, I think God would say to fours, "You are not broken. I created you exactly the way you are." Like you are a masterpiece, four. You're uniquely crafted with all of your complexities, all of your quirks. You don't need to be anyone else because you are already perfect in his eyes. Next, I think God says to fours, "I'll never abandon you for someone else, my beloved." Like there is no one else who could replace you, no one else who could take your place in God's heart. Like you are treasured by him, and his love for you is steadfast and unchanging every single day. And then lastly, fours, I think God would say to you, "I will rescue you." But in times of darkness or despair, remember that God is there to lift you up, to guide you toward the light. Like you don't have to face life's challenges alone. He is your refuge. He is your rock. He is your strength. Right? God will rescue you. For fives, when I imagine God affirming you, I hear him saying, "Be still and know that I am God." But in moments of uncertainty, in moments that overwhelm you, you can find solace in the stillness, knowing that God is with you. And so you can release your worries, you can release your fears, you can release your social anxieties because God is here with you to guide you and support you. Next, fives, I think God would say to you, "I have a place just for you." Right? Fives all love going to their special place to get away from the crowds and to conserve their energy or to read or to research or to think, just have that special place. And I want you to know, fives, that God says to you, "Well, I have a special place for you. Like you belong with me, and I'm always going to take care of you." Which leads me to the next point, and that is, I think God says to you, "Your needs and burdens aren't too much for me." Right? You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You can lay your needs and burdens before God, and he is fully capable and willing of handling them with all his love and care. Next, I think God would say, I know, and I've got this. Right? There is no need to have all the answers. There's no need to have everything figured out on your own. Like God already knows your circumstances. He knows what you need, and he's fully capable of orchestrating everything for your highest good. And lastly, I think God would say to you, 5, you don't have to have it all figured out. Simply relax and enjoy me. And so allow yourself today to surrender to this present moment and find peace in simply being with God. Right? Embrace the beauty of the unknown and trust that he's going to continue to guide you even when you get anxious about the future. 6 is, I think you're going to like this. I think God would say to you, 6, I will never abandon you, my child. Right? In times of doubt or uncertainty, you can know, 6, that God is by your side. He's unwavering in his love and support. You are never alone. Like God is always with you. Next, I think God would say to you, 6, I treasure your fierce loyalty. Right? God sees. He sees your loyalty, your commitment. Like those things are precious to him. Your willingness to stand by others and support others through thick and thin is truly admirable to God. Next, I think God would say, trust me. I have it all figured out. Right? When life feels overwhelming and chaotic, you can place your trust in God. Like he holds the grand design, and even when you can't see the bigger picture yet, you can know that God is still guiding you and that he sees all of the dangers ahead. Right? He has infinite wisdom and can see all things. Next, I think 6 is he would say, do not fear, for I am with you. Where you can release your anxieties and your fears, for God is a constant companion in your life, providing strength and courage to face whatever comes your way. Like you can find comfort in knowing that he is right beside you, protecting you and guiding you through every challenge. And lastly, 6, he says, you can rest because I am keeping watch over you. So today you can surrender your worries and you can find solace in God's watchful care. Right? Allow yourself to just rest, knowing that he is diligently watching over you and ensuring your well-being. 7s, hey, this is what God says to you. Right? First of all, he says, I love your energy and enthusiasm. Like it's so contagious. Right? Your zest for life and the joy you spread are a gift to the world, according to God. Your infectious spirit just lights up the lives of those around you, and God cherishes every moment of it. Next, I think God would say to you, I will always take care of you. So you can release any worries or anxieties that you know of or maybe don't know of that you're running from, and just take constant protection in his care as your provider and your protector. Right? You are never alone, and God's love and care will never falter. The next thing I think God would say to you, 7, is, I can't believe how good of a job you're doing. I'm impressed. Right? Your accomplishments and your efforts are truly remarkable to God. You have a remarkable ability to excel in whatever you pursue, and God is in constant awe of all of your capabilities and what you're doing. Next, I think God would say, it will get better. I am with you. Right? In moments of doubt or uncertainty, know that God is right beside you, guiding you through every challenge. Right? You can know that hope is on the horizon because God is here to support you every step of the way. And lastly, God says, I've got wonderful plans for you. Isn't that amazing? Embrace the excitement of the future because God has magnificent plans in store for you. You can trust in his divine timing and know that every step you take is leading you toward a beautiful, beautiful future. All right, let's talk about you 8s. What does God say to you? Well, I think the first thing he'd say is, I'm so proud of you, right? God sees your strength. He sees your courage. He sees your determination. Like those things inspire God. Right? God sees the fire that you have in your soul, and he's just proud of the person that you have become. The second thing I think I would say to you is, you don't have to prove yourself to me. Right? You are already worthy of love and acceptance just as you are. Your boldness and assertiveness are a part of your unique essence, and God cherishes every aspect of you. The third thing I think he'd say to you is, I will always be there to defend and vindicate you. right? In times of challenge or conflict, you can know that God is your unwavering ally. He will stand by your side. He will protect you. He will support you because he deeply loves you. Next, I think God would say to you, I will never hurt you. Right? Eights are in constant fear of betrayal. But God says, release these fears of being betrayed or harmed, because my love for you is unconditional and steadfast, where you can trust that I will always have your best interests at heart. And then lastly, I think God says to you, I've got this. I'm in control. Right? In moments of uncertainty or doubt or fear, remember that God holds the grand design and has everything under control. Right? He is fighting your battles. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders today, because God is with you and he will continue to protect you. And lastly, let's talk about type 9s. What does God say to type 9s? Well, first of all, I think he says, I see you. You matter to me. Right? 9s, your presence in this world is significant. God cherishes every part of you. You are valued by him. You are loved beyond measure. And your existence makes a difference. Okay, take note of that. Your existence matters. I think God would also say to you, I can't get enough of you. You are absolutely amazing. Right? Your unique qualities and your gentle spirit captivate God and others. Your ability to bring peace and harmony to those around you is truly remarkable. And God is in awe of your kindness and your gentleness. I think God would also say to you, I will always stand up for you. Right? In times of uncertainty or adversity, when you want to withdraw, you can know that God is stepping up to the plate to be your unwavering supporter and advocate. Like, God is always going to be there. He's always going to defend you and protect you because, again, he cherishes you. The next thing I think God would say to you is everything will work out in the end, right? So you can release your worries today and just find comfort in knowing that God is in control of all things, that he's sovereign. So you can trust in the journey. You can trust to know that he has the end in mind and that he is helping you be a part of a grand plan, to be a part of a greater plan of uniting everything in heaven and earth together. And lastly, 9s, I think God would say, embrace your gentleness, because that's the way I made you. Like, 9s, you don't have to apologize for being kind, for being nice, because those are amazing qualities. Your gentleness, your compassionate nature is a precious gift to the rest of us. So embrace those unique qualities, because God put those qualities in you for a reason. Like, they reflect the image of God. And so you are exactly who God created you to be. Okay, we went around the circle. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching this video. Drop a comment below and let me know which God statement, or which of the things that I mentioned God would say, is the most meaningful to you today. What hits a chord in your heart today? Let me know below. I would love to hear. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up real quick and hit that subscribe button so that I can notify you as soon as my next video comes out, all right? Now don't leave yet, because I have another great video queued up for you right here. And click on that video and I'll see you in the next one.